Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Kiwanis Connects. I'm Aaron Phillips coming to you from the Studio 4Z of WWDBTV. We'll share why later. But thank you for joining us today. Another beautiful day in Las Vegas, February 3rd. For those of you who like to write your dates, just remember the anomaly for today, 2323. That's all you need to remember for today when writing your dates. I don't mean to blow your mind, but I just had to pick up John off the floor when I shared that with him because he's simply amused, or amused simply. Anyway, thank you for joining us as always. As you see, let's see if I can do it right. I'm losing my hand if I do it. To my left, you're right on the screen, of course, the lady that wields all the power on this show and around the Calneva district. Please welcome Governor Val. Good morning, Madam Governor.
Aloha. I'm actually in a different place today, too. I'm actually in Redding, or actually Shasta Lake, on my way to Redding. So great to see you.
Nice. Well, thank you for joining us. I'm as always, I'm sure you're still sort of recovering from last weekend's Mid-Year North, and I'm sure we'll talk about that in a little bit. But also on the screen, you also see another guest, and she just happens to be the Lieutenant Governor for Division 39, a name and face we're so familiar with around here on the show. It's a pleasure to have her as a guest. Miss Leanne Westfall. Good morning, Leanne.
Good morning.
How are you today?
I'm good. It's raining outside, so up here where we live, we'd say yay to all rain.
That damn Shasta Club up there, they bring the rain, huh? I do have to ask a question about what's over your left shoulder there in your picture. What are those spices that you have there, or some medicinal purposes, or just pretend bottles?
This is my scrap room, and all those jars are full of different colored ribbon.
Okay.
So this is my crafting room. When your kids move out, you get to put all your favorite things into one room. So this is the crafting, sewing, scrapbooking room.
Very, very true to that, because my kids moved out and I thought I'd put a gym in their room. Instead, it's just become one big clothesline. Anyway, by the way, John shared with me when I brought up the date that the last day of this calendar year, when we write our dates, you ready for this one? 123, 123. So when it's December 31st, we'll have another date anomaly. So welcome to Kiwanis Connects. Why? Because we share mundane details around here for everybody. Mm-hmm. Anyway, Governor Val, I'm going to throw it to you. Let's get our fun started today. What do we have on tap?
I am excited to be in Division 39 for things. And most people don't understand what a gym's location is. And this is where they put together club handbooks. They have all kinds of special programs, and it's been led by Miss Leanne Westfall and a number of people. She's been a lieutenant governor 5 times, Leanne?
Four's enough.
Yeah, and so the first time was in 2005 with one. And so, Leanne, walk us through why you're so proud and thrilled to be the lieutenant governor in 39.
Well, 39 is a unique division. You start in Willows, you take a quick right and go out to Oroville, and then go up to Chico, and then rip back across to I-5 and hit Orland, Red Bluff, Anderson, and Shasta Dam Club. And so we're kind of an I-5 corridor that's full of really unique products. We're agriculture, we're the forest, and we're definitely a recreation area. Where I live is just inundated by over 1 million people every summer. But I love my town. It's just, we're that dam town. We were built when they were building the Shasta Dam. Our club is since 1939, and we're a real community here. We like each other, and when we formed our community, they realized, because Shasta Lake City has only been around for 25 years. When they formed the city, they realized that the city was built on the backs of volunteers, that everything that had happened in the city had been a volunteer effort to start it. It's fun to be a part of that.
Which is really cool. And I know the area is going to be growing as well. We're adding in the Siskiyous, which is on the Oregon border, and then also adding a new club this evening in Redding. So
Yes. So excited to get a Reading Club back. When I first joined Kiwanis, there were 2 Reading Clubs. So I am more than happy to have the Reading Club come back because the Reading community needs so many of the same things that my small community needs. And to have a group of people restart and come back, I can't wait till tonight.
So Aaron, have you ever been to Reading?
I've been to Reading, Pennsylvania, but not Reading, California.
Well, this is a very different Reading.
It sounds like it, and it sounds like it's got that small town feel. What is the population up there, Leanne?
So in my community, Shasta Lake City, which is just a few miles north of Reading, we sit between 9 and 10,000. So we are a bit of a commuter community now. But when I first moved here, these were the people of Shasta Lake. But we've developed some big neighborhoods now that are commuter neighborhoods back in Reading itself is a little over 90,000.
That's a nice sized population.
Yeah, we have 2 big hospitals, like they're the center for the North State when something needs to happen. This is where people come to go shopping from the mountains. On Saturday, they drive down to do their shopping for the month. And so there's a lot of small communities that use Reading as their hub.
What struck me was when you said they do their shopping for the month. I'm lucky if I can get by a day or 2 without having to run back to the store. So, but here's the important thing: with a population of 90,000, how many Lowe's or Home Depots do you have in town?
One of each.
Oh, because isn't it? And I asked this seriously. We have a town that's north of Vegas here called Pahrump Valley, which is about 60 miles north of us, and they had to reach a population I believe was like 50,000 before they can have like their first Home Depot or Lowe's. So I kind of ask it tongue in cheek, but it's interesting to see how communities start growing and expanding.
Who goes where?
Yeah, exactly. And the big box businesses say, all right, this town should be big enough now to sustain our business. I find that so comforting in a way to hear how towns are growing. And a club like Kiwanis in all communities, but in a community like yours that continues to grow, is such an important fabric for the growth of the city for more reasons than we could probably get into a 1-hour show. But I'm sure Kiwanis has a big impact in creating that community and helping the community grow. Yes?
Yes. The biggest Christmas present the community got was Costco built a new store. And the world went crazy up here to have a Costco that was giant size, because our Costco, when they built it, they realized it was already too small for the community. So for 10 years, 20 years, they've been trying to find a new place. So they just built a new Costco. And you would have think that was the Christmas present gift to the community. They were all so excited because it has a gas station. The economy does run the world.
Absolutely. Governor Val?
I was just going to say, I model how I build clubs around the district based on just those kinds of things. It's looking at the Costco magazine, and when they say there's a brand new Costco coming to Walla Walla, it's like, there's enough people that can afford to shop there, and there's probably a bigger community around them. And then that's when we start doing a community assessment and going, Walla Walla is going to be a new Kiwanis town. Or like we were looking at Gridley outside of Yuba City. They have boomed over the past couple of years. And so they're going to open a club on the 9th of February. And it's just because that community has gone, woo. And so don't knock Costco with a gas station.
It's the best gift.
They still continue to have some of the best gas prices in most neighborhoods. But I just want to know, is Walla Walla just north of Waka Waka? That's what I want to know. Is it just north of Waka Waka?
It's next to Minnehaha.
Oh,
Waka Waka and Minnehaha.
I just want to let
those are the factors that we.
Go ahead, Val. Val, go ahead.
I just wanted to, it's like a lot of people go, it's really difficult to pick, a location and start doing a community assessment. And it's really not. It is about looking at the growth of different places and where do people do all of their shopping? Where do people want to hang out and have fun? Where are there kids programs and kids museums? And that's how you pick where a new community is going to thrive. And so like Shasta Dam, oh my goodness, it's all about family and kids, and it's exciting.
Right on. It is. And so how many Kiwanians do you have in that club up there, Leanne, that you have up the Dam Club?
Our Dam Club, we have 32 members in our club.
Okay.
And you know, we've been a club that has fluctuated through the years. But when they first started, I've kind of become the historian. We actually have the member Roy that I've talked about on the show before. It's been around for 66 years. But Roy kind of passed on the torch of historian to me. And in the early days of the beginning of this club, it was always 25, 30 people in it in the 40s and 50s. And it's grown as big as 45, 50, and then it's gone down to the 20s. But we're holding steady 31, 32 for the last few years, right in that area.
And I'm sure every club out there can understand the ups and downs of membership and all of that. How many sponsored youth programs does your club sponsor?
We have a Key Club at 2 different high schools. We have a Builders Club and a K-Kids Club at one of our elementary schools that feeds one of the main high school. So we kind of started with the Key Club, and then we realized we need to find a way to get the 8th graders more interested. So we started a Builders Club, and then we built a K-Kids. So we're looking to do that whole feeder process of being the Kiwanis family.
Right on. Hey, Governor Val, can you share with our audience today what the main theme of today's show is? And I share that because on our side, we have other guests lined up ready to join us shortly after our break. And let's give everybody a little idea as to what we're going to be getting into on the other side.
Oh, absolutely. I'm excited about today being part of a program that it just blows my mind how much work they do and how many lives they impact. And that is that they do a backpack feeding program. And if it wasn't for Kiwanis, there would be so many kids and families that would have gone hungry. And most people think, oh, COVID's over, so we don't have to do that. But the reality is if Kiwanis didn't exist, and especially here in Shasta Dam, if Kiwanis didn't exist, there's over 150 plus kids that wouldn't be able to eat on the weekends. And so I really want to know more about this program because I think it can be duplicated in other areas and people not to think that they can't do this. So I know, Leanne, you've got a couple of people that you invited to the show. Can you tell us a little bit about them? And then I think we have to go to break, don't we?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Well, we have 2 members. One a member of our Kiwanis Club who's actually the co-chair of our Food for Kids program, Kathy Wheeler, who's been in Kiwanis, I think it's 30 years. I'm trying to remember her anniversary. And she served as president of the Red Bluff Kiwanis Club when she was working down there as superintendent of their school district. But she's a homegrown CV. We used to be called Central Valley Town. And then we also have Sam Cassingham, who's going to come to you from the local school district where she serves as athletic director, but also as a program coordinator at one of our schools where we feed kids. And she, again, homegrown. I taught her in 7th grade, and my husband coached her in basketball in 7th and 8th grade. And so these, we're committed to the community we live in. So I'm looking forward to them talking with you.
Well, I'll tell you what, I can see they're eager and ready to go. They're just laughing hysterically at my really bad jokes, which I'm very grateful for because somebody has to. My wife doesn't. But anyway, we also have a video that you sent us, and I think what we'll do is we'll play that maybe at the bottom of the hour, if that's okay, Governor Val.
Sounds good.
All right. With that, I want to thank everybody for watching us today. Kiwanis Connects. We are coming to you from the Studio 4Z of WWDBTV. We appreciate everybody watching. Anyway, with that, we got a few messages, and we'll be right back.
International is a global community of clubs, members, and partners dedicated to improving the lives of children one community at a time. Today, we stand with more than 550,000 members, from K-Kids to Key Club to Kiwanis, for all ages in over 80 countries around the world. Each community has different needs, and Kiwanis empowers members to pursue creative ways to serve the needs of children, such as fighting hunger, improving literacy, and offering guidance. Kiwanis clubs host nearly 150,000 service projects each year. For more information, visit www.kiwanis.org.
I'm Matt.
I'm Chief.
And I'm Aaron, and together we are
Thoughts Count Anywhere.
Join us every Saturday from 9 to 11 a.m. Pacific Time.
right here on WWDBTV Network and all the shows that are available for you to watch. And why is that?
Because the Chief says so.
Well, welcome back to Kiwanis Connects. Now we have fun behind the scenes in the studio. If you haven't seen the commercial that Val and I did, maybe we'll sneak that in for everybody and you can get a glimpse of what we did for our show commercial here as well. But anyway, welcome back, everybody. We have a full house. My God, I feel like, what's that guy? Who hosted the Hollywood Squares? Peter something. Peter Marshall. I feel like I'm going to be hosting Hollywood Squares right now. So Governor Valdo, I'm going to turn it over to you to make, or Governor, Lieutenant Governor Leanne, whoever would like to introduce formally our guests.
You want me to take it, Val?
Oh,
Let
absolutely.
me just
But I
say-
first want to thank you for being here, ladies.
Sitting in their car because, again, we live in a rural area and sometimes internet does not work at your home, are Kathy Wheeler and Zonder Hayes, who are our co-chairs of our Food for Kids program. And then later I'll introduce the other person again, but I'll let Val wants to ask you lots of questions. Go, Val.
Absolutely. It's like aloha. I'm so glad you're all here, and I resemble what you do. As I interview my students in my car, I actually go to something called the Green Bridge because there's better connection than I have right now. And so, tell me a little bit about how your program started, and I'll first start with the ladies in the car.
Hi, Val, and welcome to the Shasta Dam area. We with my brother and his wife in Tennessee, and we'd heard about a program before. Is in the Portland schools, and the teachers up there started a program to help them. So we were talking to my brother and sister-in-law about it, and they volunteered at their homeless food bank. And so they said, well, we know a guy we can put you in touch with, and he'll give you. So they put us in touch with this guy in Tennessee that runs the program there, and they're feeding 6,000 kids a week. So he sent us all the information that we needed to get out to parents, to get out to schools. So we did a presentation to our Kiwanis Club and decided that we would do a pilot program. Contacted a school in our area, and we started with 20 kids at one of the gateways. And from there, we did that for a semester. We started in January, moved on to a second school. We're now in 5 schools, including, and we serve 184 kids each week. And we're very fortunate to partner with somebody and be able to send at Thanksgiving to 101 families and ham dinners homeless for 107 families. So we feel there's such a grateful that we've been able to start this program and then sustain it. Sandra?
You know, it's so amazing that you. Yes, Aaron.
Yeah, I just want to mention to our listeners and watchers right now that, first of all, we apologize for some of the crackling you may hear from our guests. As they mentioned, internet connections where they are not necessarily the best. And so please bear with the crackling sounds. And in some cases, it's like watching Godzilla attack Japan, where the voice may not be lining up with the mouth movement. So everybody out there, stick with it. Please bear with it, because the information you're going to continue hearing is well worth weeding through all of that and making certain you get it. Okay, Governor Val, sorry, go ahead.
So what I think is so amazing about your program is it's tackling one of the main issues that most schools are starting to face, which is childhood obesity and also childhood diabetes. Because what we were discovering is that kids who don't have the right nutrition over the weekend were coming back and having diabetic seizures and comas on Monday and Tuesday, because the food that was available at home, if there was some, was all the inexpensive junk food. And so for them to get nutritious meals from you is fantastic. Can you share a little bit about the process that you guys go through on a every week basis?
Well, we started the program in our, and so we didn't stock much up, and then we would take it to the school. At that time, we were using backpacks. Now we use plastic bags. So we have the opportunity. We have been given a room at the high school to store all of our. Consequently, we shop for like 8 to 10 weeks at a time, and then we own on that week. So I go over and set everything up and take care of all that, and then we do that like on a Tuesday or Wednesday, and on Thursday after our meeting, members go over and fill all the bags and deliver them to the schools. So we involve a whole lot of people on the weeks when we are buying 10 weeks. We pick up loads and come out, and the kids help us, the principals unload and stock the shelf. So it's quite a process.
Great. Yeah, most great projects are a big process. Leanne, can you introduce our other guests so that we can have Sam in here and then start firing away some questions as well?
So Sam Cassingham, who is a homegrown girl. She works at Shasta Lake School and for the whole Gateway District as an athletic director, but she mainly at Shasta Lake School works with helping us coordinate our Food for Kids program on that campus. So we thought she'd be really good to speak to what she's heard from parents and faculty and staff about this program and how we make an impact.
Good morning, Sam. Thank you for joining us today. It looks like you're inside and not sitting in your car for internet, so that must be a good thing.
It is, especially when it's raining today.
There you go. Well, thank you for making time with us today. So obviously, from being inside the school system with all these great programs, you're probably hearing, as Leanne mentioned, some great feedback. Can you share with us some of the responses and feedback that you're getting as a result of projects like this?
Oh, it's amazing. First of all, I've grown up in this district, and I believe if we had this program when I was younger, I think my mom would have used it. You know, we struggled a little bit, and I think it would have helped out a lot. So, I mean, it's amazing that they've started this program. So at our school, I've been there for 21 years. I've been coaching, and I have a great connection with all the kids. And when we do this food backpacks on Friday, the kids are ecstatic. They're excited to get it. When we come into the classroom to deliver it, you can just see the ones that are receiving it just smiling away because they know that they're going to have food this weekend. And you have some kids like, oh, I wish I can do it. You know, so I'm hoping that eventually we'll keep growing so we can keep adding kids. Anytime we do have a family that moves in, we put them on a wait list, or I call Kathy. I'm like, hey, can we squeeze these 2 kids in? And they're always, you know, like, yes, we'll do whatever we can to get these kids in there.
I'm sure as you know by now, the word no is not in the vocabulary of a Kiwanian. So
it's very true.
But you know, there's some grants out there. If you want to grow your program, we've got some grants.
That would be amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Sam, are you a Kiwanian as well, or are you just monitoring the program on the school side?
I am not, but I do volunteer anytime they need extra help. I'm there
Okay.
to help volunteer. I'm always part of the main fundraiser for this program. It's called the Arrow Shoot, and I think it's the biggest one, isn't it, Kathy, to fund this program? And that is an amazing thing. It's an all-day arrow shoot.
Well, if you guys ever need a host or a voiceover for anything, I know somebody in Las Vegas that can certainly help. Leanne, I want to ask a question this way. Leanne, I know Sam's been in education, and if I heard correctly, Kathy, you were in education. Is that correct as well? Were or was? And
Sandra
okay.
too, yeah.
And we know Val is an educator. So Leanne, are you an educator at all? Were you in the educational system?
Yeah, I taught for the same school district.
Oh, okay, that's right. You said you were.
I was Sam's teacher. So was my husband.
Okay.
Kathy was my husband's principal for a period of time. So yeah, education is a big part of even our Kiwanis Club. We always have probably anywhere from 3 to 5 people that are working in the schools who are in our club.
And that's great, because here's what I want the viewers to notice right now, including myself, because I work within the school district here as well in Las Vegas. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 6 educators on this show right now, and I want our viewers to realize educators are people that can help. Okay, I want people to know that a lot of educators who are in the system, you have elementary representation, high school, middle school, college, and educators are probably some of the best people that have the inner working knowledge of some families and communities and what is needed within the community to sustain itself. And having educators involved in all of these type of programs is not uncommon around the Kiwanis world. And I just wanted to point that out, because I'm watching and listening to everybody, and all of us here are educators. And I'm talking about school educators. I'm not talking about street smart, and we all are street smart, but somebody telling a kid basically, we're all educators in the school system. And I think that's a unique characteristic that we all have in common, that we're giving back to our community, not only as educators, but as Kiwanians and directors of an organization on the inside like Sam is. And I think kudos to all the educators that are involved in helping their community on any level. And I think that is worth mentioning. What I'd like to do here, Val, and if it's okay with you, we are not going to officially, I'm sorry, Sandra, Kathy, did you have a comment you wanted to make?
It's important to give credit here too for all the coordinators in the, you said, there are eyes and ears, and we really appreciate them being able to tell us what I had a principal come last week and say, hey, Kath, can you help us out? She had been a student of, said, can you help us out? We got 5 new kids in, and they are in great need. Well, so we really appreciate those people at each site.
Absolutely. Jennifer, our good friend Jennifer from Hawaii is watching as always. God bless you, Jennifer. Thank you. She's a kindergarten teacher, and she just put in the chat room. I don't know if you ladies can see it on screen. If I can't even do it correctly now, there it is right there. Look at that. I could be a weather person for all I know. She puts in there. Good point, Aaron. So she is acknowledging the comment about how educators are important in the community. So Val, what I'd like to do, we're not going to take a regular commercial, but we have the video queued up that Leanne provided. So one of you, or maybe Leanne, talk about that, and then we're going to play that, and then we'll come back and continue after that. So
we had a member who brought up the idea that, it's been a long time since we've done any really media-wise, and we'll admit to sometimes that age gap that we have in our club, that we didn't really like drone footage. And so we have a member whose son has a media company. So we hired him over the past year to create a commercial for us about our club, to just advertise who we are, why we're Kiwanians, and what we do. So this is the end result of a year of him filming all of the different projects and kind of putting it all together for us.
Excellent. All right, thank you. Here we go. Let's play it, John. Roll it. I always like saying that.
Kiwanis makes a difference every day. Somewhere, some kid gets something from us that they would not have if we didn't exist. It's all about kids. And so we are helping children that are underprivileged
have the same opportunities that kids who come from affluence do.
The reason I joined Kiwanis was my wife works at the school district, and she sees the need on a daily basis, and she came back and she said, hey, there's this group and they do really good stuff.
I loved what Kiwanis stood for, which is that idea of kids. Because I'm a teacher. I've been a teacher my whole life, even though I don't be in the classroom all of that time. After 33 years in the classroom, anybody that's doing something with kids, I want to be involved with them. That's Kiwanis in a nutshell.
I started with Kiwanis in 2018. They had a membership drive, and I was friends with a number of people who had been with Kiwanis for a number of years, so I wanted to check it out. Turns out it was one of the best decisions I ever made.
What we do for the Gateway Unified School District is beyond measure. We feed over 170 students every weekend with our backpack program.
What I enjoy about Kiwanis is we get to do a lot of different events. We get to serve the community through fundraisers by giving out hot dogs at Christmas parties for the local kids. We provide books for kids. We also march in the parade for the Veterans Day. We handed out hot dogs for the 9/11 ceremony. So there's a lot of ways that we are a part of the community, and we just enjoy serving in that capacity.
Everyone should always want to be a part of their community, and I've found that Kiwanis is the best way to do that. I would encourage anyone who has any interest in it whatsoever to come down to a meeting, come talk with us, and learn about what we do on an in-depth basis, and I can almost guarantee you're going to want to join.
Well, what a great message that is to send out. That is absolutely wonderful. I don't know if we lost Kathy or not. Looks like we may have lost her. Go ahead, Gov.
I tear up every time I watch that, because that is what Kiwanis is all about, and I wish more people. I want to have this on our Roku. I would like to play it on most of our shows if we can fit it in, because that embodies what we're all about.
John is giving you a thumbs up, but of course I just mentioned to him, you can't see him. So well, here he comes. Don't scare anybody.
Hi, John.
Of course, when this show obviously is uploaded to Roku, that commercial will be in there. And with Leanne's permission, or she can actually post it on the Kiwanis Connects page for us, and then everybody will be able to see it as well. I do also want to mention, since we're talking about Armando says, excellent video. Maritza says, wait, you guys have a food trailer? Maritza,
I saw that. Yes, Marissa, we have a food trailer, and it is the bomb. You look at it, it just says, wow.
Yeah, and that's great, because you know what? That's part of branding the project, right? You have something like that. That's part of branding the whole thing, right?
Oh, totally. And it really was a younger member, as we built our trailer, who brought up the point of, like, there's this grant you could get. So we wrote to a company that does branding, and we asked if we could compete in their contest, and we did, and we won. And so we paid very little to have that trailer parked full of Kiwanis all over it.
Right. So does that van, I'm just curious, Sam and Leanne, in the program, does that van, that trailer pull up in front of the school?
What you saw in the trailer there is twice a year at fall and spring, we always honor kids from 5th, 6th, 7th, all the way through the high school. Gotcha. The schools pick a student of the semester. And during COVID, we realized we used to do a dinner for them. And during COVID, we realized that wasn't really working. And so we came up with the idea of a drive-through, which we're not going to get rid of because the families love it. They tell us how many meals they want, and then their student gets out of the car and we give them some stuff. They get like a little engraved, like little memory box. They get, and it has their name. It's all etched. Two of our members are totally into that, and they get a certificate and they get a gift card to go to a local coffee shop that all the kids like. And they drive up. We get them out of the car. Their teachers are there. We're there. We root for them, and then we hand them dinner to take home for their family.
Right on. Right. Sam, I don't know if you clarified this before. And if you did, I apologize, because where we are right now, John and I are kind of like shoestringing everything on this end to make sure production is smooth. But what grade level school are you in right now that you're at?
I'm at a K-8.
Okay, so you've got the elementary school, the middle school ages. So
yeah, we have the biggest school.
Would it benefit the program from your end in some way, to either donation-wise or getting more support, if, let's say, that trailer on any given day is a show and tell kind of thing, come at the school property, talk about the program if they haven't already done so? I mean, I'm guessing perhaps they have, and have that trailer pull up with the Kiwanians in it, what that program's all about for those who don't know?
Well, we have the K Kids and the Builders Club on our campus. So our campus is well known of Kiwanis and what they do for our community. They're around all the time. We have in one of our rooms, they sponsored a library. And so those kids are able to go to that. So that they know when they see Kiwanians, they get very excited on our campus.
Right on, right on. And here's the $68,000 question I always tend to ask. The parents of those kids that are involved in the K family, are they familiar with who and what Kiwanis is?
I would say for the most part, because we do so much for them. Like this year, we added the Thanksgiving dinner and the Christmas dinner. And so now I think the word's getting out even more. So I think kids and families want it even next year. They're looking forward to it.
Right on.
You know, Aaron, at that same school, and we do, obviously, through the pandemic, we've all suffered the loss of getting to know the kids as well as we used to know them. But at that school, Shasta Lake School, and this is true at all the schools now, we've painted their playground. So they have a very colorful playground full of all kinds of games they can play outside. They have a map of the United States. They have math equations. So every teacher at their school could go onto the playground and teach at least one lesson outside. And that's true at all of our elementary schools. And that was all Kiwanis working with the teachers to go do that over the last 3 or 4 years. We also give out books every year, twice a year at the school. So people know us. What we need to do is try to get more of them to join us.
Well, that was kind of where I was leading down the road of the parents of the K family. I'm always asking that's always one of my.
You're right.
Well, yeah, I mean that's the why for the parents, and as someone who has been a two-time lieutenant governor in multiple states, and we all know as LTGs, one of the big things is membership growth. That there's always the connection of the families of the K-Kid programs, bringing those family members in as Kiwanians, for whatever the reason, just never seems to fly to a level that a lot of people would love it to be. Hello, Herman and Dina from 29 Palms. We thank you for checking in. I want to mention that Kathy and Sandra were having some issues with their connection. If you can hear us, Kathy and Sandra, disconnect from the link. And then please, let's try to reconnect again to get that audio working again. Governor Val, I'm going to turn it to you. We have about 5 minutes before we go to our last official break of the show.
Well, you know, one of the reasons why we're in Division 39 is because most people don't know about the hidden gem of Kiwanis and what we do in this area. And that's for our whole district. And so Leanne, spotlighting things that you do, or is there something that we've missed people to know about?
Oh, we have I want to tell you real quick that Sam is the parent of one of our Key Club members who went on to go to the Coast Guard Academy.
United States Merchant Marine Academy.
Merchant Marine Academy. And she was a Key Clubber from us and received a scholarship from us. And She is the sister of two of our members whose daughter is about to head to UC Merced with a basketball partial scholarship. So their family has always been a part of the Kiwanis family. Even if they, like Sam said, they haven't joined yet. This, they're almost
I'm going to. It's just when I get some more time.
She's less and less coaching now, and the kids are almost gone. But I would say a program I'd love to tell you about is that our club has always done some literacy books in the classroom. But last year we decided to build 4 little free libraries, and we have different members who will be putting those up this summer. So we bought our books from the California, Nevada, Hawaii literacy clubs. And the books sit in my closet while we wait to finish up building our 4 libraries that we're going to install this summer in different neighborhoods around our town and start, pushing books out locally in our little neighborhoods. I've already had a little library for years, and our club has had a couple presentations like, that's our next step. So that will be coming in June and July. We'll finish building them and painting them and getting them out.
Quick shout out to John Brummer. I hope I'm mentioning that. I'm sorry?
Mm-hmm. Oh, I was just go ahead, because I see John. I see Armando.
Yep. From Lockford.
It's like awesome.
Yeah, we appreciate and while those of you who are watching from around the district, please reshare this feed. You're watching it on Facebook. In the chat room, lower left-hand corner, you see that arrow that kind of points up. Click on that, and a couple of share options will pop up. You can share it to your wall. You can share it in groups, wherever you like. We would appreciate it if you continue to share it. Governor Val, if it's okay with you, I'd like to step out for our last break of the show. Gives us a little more time on the backside to wrap up. We know we have more stuff to go with you, with where your travels are taking us, and any final comments from our guests regarding our programs. Is that good?
Sounds good. Let's make it happen.
Excellent. Let's do it. All right. We want to thank everybody for hanging in there with us here at Kiwanis Connects, as I'm coming to you from WWDB's Studio 4Z, commonly known as John's house, because we had an issue at the studio today with the power outage and internet outage. But you know what? If I hadn't said that with this beautiful background behind me, except for when my hand disappears, maybe, you wouldn't know there's anything different. Great job. Thank you, everybody. We'll be right back.
Are you looking for someone to provide training to your staff? Do you need a motivational speaker about how to handle change? Do you have an upcoming event that needs an MC to handle those responsibilities? Well, look no further than longtime Las Vegas radio personality, Aaron Phillips. I am local to Las Vegas, and I can blend my talents with any audience. For more information, please visit www.aaronphillipsvoice.com and book me for your next event or training needs. Hi, everybody. Aaron Phillips here, inviting you to join me every Saturday from 12 to 1 p.m. right here on Worldwide Digital Broadcasting TV on my show, Aaron's Hour with Aaron Phillips. I bring to you the movers and shakers of Las Vegas and really all around the world. It's also fun, entertaining, silly, goofy, informative, everything you'd want to be entertained by on a Saturday, except no politics, no religion. As I said, it's designed to be a fun show. Remember, that's every Saturday from 12 to 1 p.m. Pacific, right here, Aaron's Hour, Worldwide Digital Broadcasting TV.
All right, welcome back. Boy, what a good-looking guy that was in that last commercial. I don't know what it is about bald-headed guys.
I wasn't in it.
You're not bald-headed, John, so be quiet. John, it is our pleasure. Says, love the show. Thanks for putting it on the air. John, thank you very much. We love you. We appreciate it. Please help us by sharing our show, like our page, and please share the good stuff we share here. All right, just want to remind everybody, if you missed the show or any information about what we've talked about today, you can go to the Roku channel, go to Roku, download WWDBTV, and you can catch that episode, today's episode, as well as all the episodes from all the shows that are here on the network. So check them all out, and you can also watch here on Facebook, etc. All right, Governor Val, I'm going to turn it back to you, ma'am.
You know, I was just talking with Leanne, so I raced over to talk to her and come back. One of the reasons why her club is so strong is they put together something, and maybe you can't see it, but it is a club handbook for Shasta Dam. This is a professional looking book. Leanne, how do you use this? Tell us a little bit about it.
Well, first, the shout out goes to Brian Hargrave, who is a product of the Kiwanis family. So I want to tell you, when we started Builders Club, he joined at Shasta Lake School, where Sam's at, and then he joined our Key Club. And then when he graduated high school, he asked me, can I be a Kiwanian now? And so I sponsored him to become a member of our club. So he served as president before he could drink a beer at our club. He just came straight up the line. And he served as lieutenant governor during the COVID year, one of them. But he came up with this idea of having this handbook. And inside it, he just took the ideas that Kiwanis International talks about that you should talk about with new members. And so we put in, some basic stuff about Kiwanis because, people join and they're like, this is a lot to take in. And then we really went into putting together things about our club, some history of our club. What are the big things we do? We have stuff about dues. We have how do you invite another member to join? We talk about our global efforts. We talk about our local efforts. And what we started doing is when we have new members come in, if we get a clump kind of all together, which is kind of how we tend to gather members, we'll have someone host a membership coffee. I had everybody at my house back in September. We had some new members that came in during COVID and we're still like, I'm not sure what we do all the time. And they kind of came in for the backpack program or they came in for some other reason, like something we did interested them. So we started meetings. So they all came over here and I had wine and crackers and cheese. And we just kind of went through this book and talked about how it applies to them and how they might become a more involved member. We try to get every new member on a committee as soon as possible.
I'm looking at this book and I think that we need to do a workshop so every club president knew how to do this book. It's fabulous. And if every member had it, they would know what your projects are, your signature projects. It's amazing. And John asked to have it on the computer. So we can.
I'm sure that Brian is a graphic artist and he's who did it. And his dad has been in the print business forever. So they made it nice and pretty and glossy, but I'm sure we can find a way to share it more.
John, John out there on
That'd be
YouTube,
awesome.
thank you for watching it on the YouTube channel. John, I want to ask you, go on to Facebook and look up the Kiwanis Connects Facebook page. Make sure you like that page so that any other news and things that are of interest, especially when Leanne can get this book online, she can announce it on the Kiwanis Connects page and you'll have all that information on where to find it. So please feel free to do that and then invite all your friends to like the page as well for all there is to know and then some about Kiwanis. So I'm sorry, I just want to stick that in there while we had John's name up there. So go ahead, I'm sorry. But yeah, the book is a great tool for sure. So Val, go ahead.
And I was going to say, if you don't have, before you get this template, if you go to Kiwanis.org, you're going to actually see templates for club brochures that are absolutely free. It's not as beautiful as this. And I know that there's going to be some brochure envy.
Yeah, we got our ideas from that. We had gone to a workshop and that's what kind of spurred Brian into I can do this. I'm a graphic artist. I can make this happen.
So I'd say Kathy graphics.
Hey, Kathy's back.
Yeah, I was just going to say, we have the ladies back. They must put another quarter in the slot to keep that Wi-Fi going in the car. So we appreciate that. So Val or Leanne, why don't we throw another question or two at the ladies? And we're getting close to that travel update time, Governor Val.
Kathy, why don't you just talk about the way we've turned a fundraiser into being the main way we fund your program? Did you hear that?
Yeah, looks like we're still having an issue with their audio. So let's try. All right, Kathy, we don't have audio coming out. Oh, now we got you.
Yay!
Yes.
We do a golf tournament every year at our golf course. They had done a pink ball tournament to sponsor cancer early years, and they came to us and said, "Hey, we really believe in your program. We'd like that we join with now." So we do a annual golf tournament every October. At this point, people really believe in our program, and we have a waiting list here, and we are now making about $25,000 a year on that. That's been just a very helpful to us to keep the program. We've tried to keep a year ahead in case for some reason we didn't get to have our tournament. We are feeling very fortunate that because of our community supporting this program.
Right on. Right on. So there's a lot happening. So Governor Val, if there's a way that you would like to kind of tie this project and all of that up in a little neat bow, or Leanne, and then I think that'll kind of put a wrap on that topic for this show.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you, ladies, so much. You know, for me, being a military kid, sometimes there was a little bit of a struggle. And so your literacy programs, your book programs, your backpack programs remind me so much of what I experienced as a kid. And so I am so beyond thankful that you're doing this for your community. Leanne, you've got an amazing division. And so Sam, I can't wait till you're actually a Kiwanian, that you were a Kiwanian at heart and a Kiwanis Ohana. And so my heart is here. I thank you so much.
Yeah, ladies, thank you so much for your time and all that you do for your communities. Keep up the great work. And again, educators know how to spread the word and know how to support. So please support an educator. How's that? I don't know if that came out the way I wanted to, but it just sort of did. So we'll make it work. Anyway, thank you, ladies. You're welcome to hang on there to the end, or if you need to log off and go on with the rest of your day, that is certainly okay. That is up to you as we begin to wrap up. So Governor Val, it is that time. We are at about 9 minutes before the top of the hour where we get to talk about where your travels will be. And we like to call this Val on the Road. So take it away. Where are you and what's going on for you?
Oh, my truck actually looks like that right now. Oh my goodness. Andy has been today. I am in Shasta Lake. This evening I'll be helping open an amazing in Reading. We have 16 plus members that'll be joining us tonight. And then my governor visits start in earnest by having my first official governor's visit here in Division 39. And it's going to set the bar for all the other lieutenant governors who are logging in, because Leanne's got a kid fest going on and a chili cook-off that Mr. Andy gets to be a judge for. And we just can't wait to do fellowship with our local folks. And I am celebrating a special day on Monday.
And what is that?
I'm having
you better start singing happy birthday.
Yeah, I'm celebrating a birthday.
Right on. Well, happy birthday. Do we have happy birthday?
Yeah.
Well, enjoy your day.
You know,
I was asking John if we have a happy birthday song we could quickly queue up, but he looked at me cockeyed, so I figured that would be a no.
Yeah, no need.
Sorry.
No need.
Happy birthday to you.
Thank you, Don. Thank you.
So do you have any special plans for that birthday? Just curious.
I'm going to be hanging out with my home division. We have our division council meeting in the evening, and so that'll be great. And then I fly off to Michigan on Tuesday. I'm going to be meeting with the local tribal council in Upper Michigan to talk about literacy and feeding the minds and hearts and bodies of local First Peoples and kids. And then race back here for another fun weekend of governor visits. And so this week is going to be full to the brim.
Well, every week for a governor as well as a lieutenant governor is always busy with travels. You said you're going to Michigan. So here's a trivia question for you, Val, in case somebody stops and asks you this question. Somebody who's from Michigan, do you know what they're called?
Michigan.
A friend?
No. Okay. Well, For where I come from on the East Coast, they're called Meshuggahs.
No, they're not. No, they're not.
Do you know what Meshuggah means?
Yes, I do.
Okay. That's all. They're not crazy people up there. You're Meshuggah. They're Meshuggahs.
No.
But they're friendly Meshuggahs. Right?
Mm.
Anyway. Sorry. Listen, it's early. We had to like go all over the place to get the show on the air. So we're a little stressed on this end.
Punchy.
Yeah, punchy would be a kiss. Thank God I'm working out later. Anyway, I just want to remind everybody watching, great stuff with the commercial that the Shasta Club put together. But I do want to remind you, we did put together a Kiwanis commercial, which you saw in the first break earlier in this show. We also put the link up on the Kiwanis Connects page. That is something that we did here with Val's blessing and involvement out of the WWDBTV studios. I want to let everybody know, if you are interested in having that commercial customized with your club information on the end, or similar to what the Shasta Club did, have your own customized commercial for your club as well, WWDBTV Studios can do that for you. Simply send an email to kiwanisconnects@gmail.com, and that email, we will get it. I will respond to it, talk with you a little bit, and if that is something you'd like to go, please know that all contributions are going to be going to the Lieutenant Governor on behalf of supporting the show and keeping the show live and going and moving forward and continuing to grow. So message me, kiwanisconnects@gmail.com, and we'll talk about how we can customize that commercial that we did here for you and your club. All right. Val, any final thoughts as we begin wrapping up? Because I'm going to close with another bad joke. So,
Absolutely. Maybe I'll stretch the bad joke is short. John Bremer is our Interclub chair, and so he's going to be thrilled to know that February is Interclub month. I want you to get out there and go and meet other clubs, find out what they're doing, because if you don't get to find out about like what Shasta Dam is doing, or what Willits is doing, or what Chico's doing, or those kind of clubs. And when you come together, you can create magic. And so we're doing an incentive with all the lieutenant governors and all the different presidents that the club that does the most interclubs in the month of February will win registration at the next mid-year. And so I just can't wait to see what all the clubs are doing. And I'm going to be in the competition too, y'all.
I remember that one of the best interclubs I was involved with, my original home club in New Jersey, Homedale. I had a dear friend of mine from Penn State who was in Jersey, and he was visiting with me, and I brought him to the meeting. And there's a Kiwanis Club in State College, Pennsylvania, that he too is a member of. So somehow, he was able to grab the club bell and take it back with him to State College, Pennsylvania. Oh, I had to go back to my alma mater. So one of our members was a private pilot. And so we were able to stuff 6 of us in his private plane one day in the morning. We flew out to State College out of Homedale, New Jersey, went to their luncheon, got our bell back. They asked me to speak there. I was lieutenant governor at the time in Jersey at the time. Grabbed our bell, hopped back on the plane, and came back to Jersey that same day. That was probably the most exciting interclub I've ever been involved with. So John asks Val if you can give him a call tonight.
I will do that, John. And it's a date.
Phone date. You don't have to dial an 888 number. Anyway, here's my closing joke. That wasn't it. Thank goodness. All right. So I want to remind everybody, of course, make sure you tune in next week. But here's your joke. And if anybody gets it right, God bless you. Why don't elves borrow money? Anybody?
Their pockets aren't big enough.
Ooh, that's not bad, but not correct based on the one I have. Anybody? John is diligently writing an answer down. Okay, that's part of it. God damn, John is too good. So here's the answer, because they always come up short. That's why. Anyway, I know. I don't write this stuff. I got it from the internet, and it was told, the joke was actually told by Abraham Lincoln, so you know it must be funny. Anyway, with that, we're going to get out of everybody's way for today. Ladies, Leanne and Sam and Sandra and Kathy, thank you all for joining us today and for sticking with us on such a great topic. Governor Val, final thoughts as we say goodbye.
take care of yourself, take care of everybody, and I am so thankful that you're all here. Kiwanis changes the world, and each one of you makes a difference. Kids need Kiwanis, and we need you.
Absolutely. Greatly said. Again, ladies, thank you again. All right, everybody, as always, just a quick reminder, tomorrow, 9 to 11 a.m., Thoughts Count Anywhere, noontime, Aaron's Hour. Please join in here if you can. Final thought, please be kind to everybody. Why is that? We are all we have. Thank everybody for watching. Governor Val, safe travels. Once again, we'll see you next week right here on Kiwanis Connects. Thank you, everybody.